Monthly financial aid for workers forced to take unpaid leave. 5 dead after explosion at Pengerang Petrol Refinery Complex. A very good evening. You're watching News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Malaysia's recorded 125 new COVID-19 cases today, raising the tally of infections in the country to 553. Now, according to a post on the Health Ministry's Facebook page, a majority of the new cases are linked to a cluster at the Sri Petaling Mosque, where a tabligh event was held from the 27th of February to the 1st of March. On Sunday, Malaysia detected 190 new cases of COVID-19, the biggest one-day increase in cases since the outbreak began in the country on the 25th of January. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Adham Baba said the 95 cases are linked to the tabligh gathering at Kuala Lumpur's Sri Petaling Mosque. He also said that presently 12 positive cases are being treated at the intensive care units and required breathing assistance. Malaysia is now by far the worst affected COVID-19 country in Southeast Asia. Some 33,000 Malaysians forced to take no-pay leave will each receive 600 ringgit a month for up to 6 months to cushion the impact of COVID-19. This, according to Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, would cost the government 120 million ringgit.
Layak untuk pencarum sistem insurans pekerja ataupun Employee Insurance Scheme EIS dengan gaji tidak melebihi RM4,000 sebulan. Keempatnya lah langkah ini melibatkan peruntukan sebanyak RM120 juta dan seramai 33,000 pekerja disasarkan menerima faedah ini.
A total of 127 Malaysians in Iran and Italy expected to be flown home within this week as the two countries have been severely affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Deputy Foreign Minister Datuk Kamarudin Jaafar said of the total, 48 Malaysians are in Iran, including embassy staff and the dependents.
Tidak semua warga negara Malaysia yang berdaftar dengan pihak Kedutaan Besar Malaysia di Itali akan pulang ke Malaysia. Memandangkan ada di antara mereka yang telah bermestautin di sana serta tidak berhasrat untuk meninggalkan negara berkenaan. Kesemua warga negara Malaysia yang berdaftar dengan pihak Kedutaan Besar Malaysia di Iran akan dibawa pulang.
The Deputy Minister added that Malaysian embassies in the two countries have also set up their own emergency response team to coordinate efforts to repatriate the Malaysian nationals with the cooperation from the relevant authorities. When asked whether Malaysians who are in Spain and South Korea would also be repatriated, Datuk Kamarudin did not rule out the possibility. In a related development, Datuk Kamarudin also advised all Malaysians to postpone their trips to countries which have been badly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, including the European countries. He also advised Malaysians to avoid participating in any mass gathering or large-scale event and also observe personal hygiene to prevent the spread of the disease.
Kementerian Luar Negeri akan terus memantau perkembangan pandemik COVID-19 di seluruh dunia. Perkembangan terkini berhubung perkara ini akan dimaklumkan kepada rakyat dan negara kita dari semasa ke semasa.
Last Friday, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the government is working on bringing home Malaysians in Iran and Italy which have been severely hit by the COVID-19 outbreak. For the record, the government has so far brought back Malaysians from the Hubei province of China in 2 batches on the 4th and the 26th of February. Up to 107 of them were brought back in the first batch and 66 in the second. On another note, Tan Sri Muhyiddin also said that all major projects announced under Budget 2020 will proceed as planned despite the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on the economy.
Pelaksanaan semua projek yang diperuntukkan dalam Belanjawan 2020 termasuk ECRL, MRT2, serta Pelan Gantian dan Kesaling Hubungan Negara NFCP, dan kami juga akan meneruskan dasar fiskal yang bertanggungjawab dan dasar mesra perniagaan business friendly policy untuk menarik pelaburan yang berkualiti. Pada mesyuarat ini,
The Premier further noted that the Economic Action Council structure will also be strengthened through several steps, including identifying solutions to stimulate economic growth.
seperti yang telah diumumkan 27 Februari yang lalu,
Sarawak Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Ahmad Douglas Ungah says at least 609 Sarawakians have been identified as participants of the recent gathering at the Sri Petaling Mosque in Kuala Lumpur that has been linked to a number of COVID-19 cases. He said the actual number had yet to be determined as the committee was still scrutinizing the health declaration forms collected from inbound passengers into the state between the 2nd to the 5th of March. In a statement released, Dato' Ungah expressed hope that those who have yet to report themselves to the nearest health department or hospital will do so immediately, as this is very crucial for their own health and society at large. Dato' Ungah, who is also the State Disaster Management Committee chairperson, noted that he was informed that 102 of those attending the religious gathering held from the 27th of February to the 1st of March were from Miri. He said for Miri alone, 74 participants at the gathering had turned up at the hospital to undergo health screening, while 12 individuals are under observation at the Petronas Sports Village, which had been turned into a quarantine centre for the Miri division.
The latest position in Miri is that we have 8 positive cases in Miri, 2 in Limbang, 1 in Lawas, and people under investigation. We have 24 warded all in Miri, and Pusat quarantine we have 12. That is our status at the moment.
Negeri Sembilan Mufti Dato' Muhammad Yusof Ahmad says the state's Fatwa Council has recommended for all religious activities, including Friday prayers, should be cancelled for the next 10 days from the 17th to the 26th of March. Dato' Yusof said this is in light of the second wave of the COVID-19 outbreak concerning the 16,000 Tabligh gathering participants. Elaborating further on the matter, Dato' Yusof said the decision was made by the State Fatwa Committee following feedback received from the Health Ministry and a meeting of the Special Muzakarah Council yesterday. He also hoped that all mosque and surau management committees would also carry out cleaning and disinfecting work of the respective premises during the period. The Negeri Sembilan Mufti noted that the decision was also taken following cases found amongst some 16,000 people who attended an event at the Tabligh event at the Sri Petaling Mosque in Kuala Lumpur on the 28th of February. He said the State Fatwa Council will decide later whether to reopen the mosques and suraus after 26th of March. He added that their decision will be based on advice from the Health Ministry. Mata Fair Cuti Malaysia, scheduled for April this year, has been postponed. Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, or MATA President Dato' Tan Kok Leang, in a release statement today said the decision was taken after considering the statement by the Prime Minister on the 13th of March and the Ministry of Health not to hold events of mass gathering of more than 250 people due to the situation of the COVID-19 outbreak, with a daily increase in the number of cases in the country. Dato' Tan said the decision to defer the fair scheduled to take place on the 4th and 5th of April at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre was a difficult one to make, as MATA had made all the necessary preparations for the inaugural event to promote domestic travel and tourism. He added, whilst all necessary precautionary health measures were taken, MATA decided to defer the fair so as not to aggravate the situation and hoped that Malaysia will recover at the fastest possible time. Mata Fair Cuti Malaysia is the first ever domestic version of the popular Mata Fair. It is aimed to encourage local tourism following a decrease in tourist arrivals from China owing to the COVID-19 outbreak. Over 200 operators are expected to offer various packages with great discounts during the inaugural exhibition. 5 people were killed in the fire at the Diesel Hydro Theatre unit in Pengerang near Kota Tinggi in Johor last night. According to a statement released by the Johor State Fire and Rescue Department, one person is safe, while another sustained 70% burns in the fire, which occurred at about 10:50 p.m. Said 7 victims were involved. One victim who managed to escape is known as Muhammad Saiful Ahmad, while another who was hurt was Arnado Alexander. The victims who were killed were Fadhi Akmal Fadzil, Azarul Ashar Nur Akmal, Nur Fazli Muhammad Nur, Cik Huzaidi Cik Harun and Hadi Shafiq Jamil. As at 11:15 a.m. today, the operations involved 33 members of the fire department and 9 trucks, aided by 37 members of the Pengerang Central Emergency and Fire Services and 8 trucks. Johor State Operations Centre received an emergency call about the fire at the Diesel Hydro Theatre unit at 11:18 p.m. yesterday. Upon arriving at the location, the team found that an explosion and fire occurred at the plant Diesel Hydro Theatre unit, which uses hydrogen to remove sulfur waste from raw diesel. The statement also noted that efforts were still being conducted to put out the fire, while the cause of the fire is still being investigated. An army veteran sustained injuries to his shoulder and buttocks after he was slashed with a sword and shot with a pistol in a fight in Kampung Bukit Mara in Bachok, Kelantan. Deputy Kelantan Police Chief, Senior Assistant Commissioner Abdullah Muhammad Piah said prior to the incident, which happened at 1 a.m, the 34-year-old victim had received a phone call from someone asking to meet him. SAC Abdullah said the victim then agreed to meet the caller near his house. Later that night, a car with 3 individuals in it was spotted about 50 meters from the victim's house. The victim then walked towards the car before being attacked by one of the suspects with a sword.
Dalam pergelukan tersebut, mangsa dapat merampas pedang dan mangsa juga dapat melawan suspek. Dalam masa perlawanan tersebutlah seorang lagi suspek dari dalam kereta keluar, terus melepaskan 7 das tembakan senjata api. Dalam pada masa tersebut mangsa melarikan diri ke arah belakang.
SAC Abdullah said the police found a 1-meter sword and 7 9mm bullet shell casings at the scene. He said, based on initial investigation, the police managed to identify the suspects, adding that the case is now being investigated under Section 307 of the Penal Code. He said the victim was later sent to the University Science Hospital Malaysia in Kubang Krian for treatment. The Johor Customs Department seized a container with 11.33 million ringgit worth of contraband cigarettes from China. Now, Customs Gelang Patah Branch Director Dato' Muhammad Hamidan Mariani, during a press conference today, said the 40-foot container had landed at the Tanjung Pelepas port on the 11th of March around 4 p.m. Dato' Muhammad Hamidan said the contents were declared as oil filters, air filters, rubber hoses and rubber belts. Upon inspection, numerous boxes were discovered containing a total of 51,500 cartons or 10.3 million sticks of U2 brand cigarettes.
Dan menyupai sebanyak 1030 master case rokok yang dianggarkan batang 10.3 juta batang. Nilai dia diangkat sebanyak 4.12 juta dan duti terlibat sebanyak 7.210.
Dato' Muhammad Hamidan also said that a 41-year-old local man who is the shipping agent for the contraband was arrested to assist with the investigation and has been released on a 25,000 ringgit bail. He said the cigarettes were subjected to be sold in Johor as the brand is particularly popular amongst Johorians, adding that this was the 4th case of cigarette smuggling this year. The case is now being investigated under Section 135, Subsection 1, Subsection G of the Customs Act 1967 for smuggling. Dato Muhammad Hamidan urged the public to assist the authorities in fighting against smuggling activities. Members of the public may report smuggling cases to the nearest Customs Department or on their toll-free line 1-800-88-8855. The Sultan of Selangor today said it is inaccurate to label the current federal government under the Perikatan National Coalition as a backdoor government, noting the recent change in power at the federal government from Pakatan Harapan to Perikatan Nasional. Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah said he had personally followed the transition of power, which he said was carefully carried out by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
Mereka sendiri telah mengikut perkembangan perubahan kuasa tersebut yang telah dilaksanakan oleh Sri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong dengan cukup berhati-hati dan selepas perundingan yang teliti dan terbuka diadakan selaras dengan peruntukan yang terdapat di dalam perlembagaan persekutuan.
The Sultan added that even though Selangor was being led by the Pakatan Harapan government for the sake of economic development and prosperity, he hoped a close collaboration can be established between the Selangor and the federal government. Highlighting the various challenges faced by the public currently, such as increasing living costs arising from a global economic slowdown, falling ringgit value, declining job opportunities and rising unemployment rates, and the global COVID-19 viral outbreak, the Selangor Sultan urged Selangor State Assemblymen to focus on solving such problems. National hammer thrower Jackie Wong Siew Chia is down with COVID-19 and has been hospitalized in Sarike, Sarawak. The 27-year-old Philippines SEA Games silver medalist is the first national athlete to be tested positive with the virus. The news was confirmed by Malaysian Athletics Federation President Dato' S.M. Muthu. Jackie is believed to have contracted the virus from his father after meeting him and his mother on the 2nd of March in Kuala Lumpur. His father was not feeling well and was later confirmed positive for COVID-19 on the 9th of March. Jackie then went for a checkup on the 14th of March and was tested positive on Monday morning and has since been admitted. Jackie is one of the country's most consistent athletes, breaking the national record 17 times. The latest triumph was in last August during the Malaysian Closed Athletics Championships. The 28-year-old's throw of 68.22 meters at the National Sports Complex training track in Bukit Jalil shattered his previous record of 67.31 meters set at the South Korea Championships in June of 2019. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, 600 ringgit monthly financial aid for workers forced to take unpaid leave. Now join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more news updates. Until then, I'm Adrian Seat. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening. Thanks for watching.